We had our chances. The margin of error is very low. You know, it's almost like, playing the Patriots. You just can't have mistakes. They're not going to beat themselves. You have to be so in tune and razor sharp and focused, and you can't have miscommunications. You can't have my faults because they're going to make you pay. And when they make you pay, it's a 3-0, 6-0, 9-0 run, and the room for error is just, you just can't have it. But we have another opportunity on Friday. I'll be locked in and ready for Game 4.
It's almost game time. Game 4 of the NBA Finals with the Warriors up 3-0. And my next guest has plenty to say about the fact that a California team is poised to win the NBA title. A Northern California team. Ladies and gentlemen, Academy Award winner, comedian, actor extraordinaire. My buddy, the one and only Jamie Foxx, is here with us. What's going on, big time? How are you, sir?
4 in a row, Stephen A. Smith. That's what we're doing right now, taking it back to the land. I don't want to hear nothing else. MVP status.
4 in a row by who? The Cleveland Cavaliers? Where did that come from?
Cavaliers, King James, you see me, look me right in my eye. You look me right in my eyes.
I am looking, look.
That's what you got to do.
How are the Cavs going to win 4 straight, Jamie?
Because this is he the king. I'm telling you right now, we had a little mishap that first game, but he's coming back. And here's what I'm going to tell you. All of this talk about wins and everything, but every time there's a win or a loss, we always talking about LeBron. He dominates, so he will dominate tonight. We're not playing around. You see my jawline.
Well, he did dominate in Game 1. He scored 51 points, and they still lost. Then they came back, and they lost Game 2. He had a triple-double, and they lost Game 3. Excuse me, there's no evidence to validate your claim.
You know what I don't like, Stephen? You know what I don't like? First of all, Stephen A., I don't like the tone of your voice, the way you're talking to me that way. First of all, let's just stop talking to me that way. And you know what, Stephen A.? Every time we had this conversation, why do we jump on LeBron so much? I'm surprised at you, Stephen A., that you hadn't said, first of all, I blame the parents. Why would his parents have LeBron James if he's going to disappoint us in the finals? I blame the parents. You blame anything. Stephen A., he's doing it tonight, 4 in a row. We're not playing around. J.R. Smith is going for 28. Lights out.
Listen, obviously you're an apologist, and I'm going to accuse you of being an apologist right here on national television. Because did you know that when I'm usually on TV, do you know that when I'm usually on TV in the morning, I actually put up a graph putting all the superlatives, all the great things that LeBron James has done, just to make sure we don't miss out on anything, so you don't accuse us of saying that we're not giving LeBron James enough credit. What more credit can he get, Jamie?
First of all, you called me a polygraphist, and I don't appreciate that. I'm Baptist. That's the first thing. Second of all is that I called you and I said, why don't you use that same type of venom and that same type of monstrosities towards everybody else that you do towards LeBron James? He even said at one point that he doesn't get a fair share. When?
I did in Game 1 when Kevin Durant didn't show up. I mentioned it then.
It was so short. But Stephen A., if you count up the amount of time, since you got so many graphs, because I just had a skin graph and it hurt. You talk about all these graphs, put up the amount of time that you talk about KD, then in a bad way, that you talk about King James. Oops.
I'm going to move past this because I'm not going to argue with you about this right now. Let me ask you this question. When you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, outside of LeBron James, is there anything else that they can do? Is there anybody else specifically that Jamie Foxx thinks needs to show up that you've been disappointed with, that you've been appalled with? Anybody?
Well, listen. First of all, I'm not disappointed with the team. You got to understand this. This is what people don't understand. Real basketball people understand it. I was sitting with James Worthy the other night. He said, what you don't understand is that LeBron has instant chemistry with anybody he plays with. You ever go to the park, Stephen A., and you play with your guys, and you've been playing with those guys for years, and you play some young guys that just maybe met each other, but you know, even though you may be older than them or not as fast as them, but you know your players. You have to look at it like this. LeBron James is doing this with a team that he really just met. Think about the chemistry problems that everybody else has. And I think sometimes we put too much on these teams to give us everything right away. Russell Westbrook just met Paul George, just met Carmelo Anthony, so they don't know each other. LeBron James, at the end of the day, when we get away from this game, when LeBron James retired, we'll be able to appreciate him more that he was instant chemistry, whether it was 3 superstars or 3 or 4 guys who weren't superstars. So I don't blame those guys like how everybody else does, because they're still getting to know each other. And hey, man, when you're trying to learn on the job against the mighty Golden State Warriors, who has everybody. I mean, I think they got Jesus on their team. And starting at guard, Jesus of Nazareth. I mean, when you got Jesus of Nazareth playing, that's tough.
Jamie, LeBron James is repeatedly recognized as the best player in the world. You look at what he brings to the table. Nobody's denying that. But in the same breath, this is a team he assembled. Kyrie is gone in part because of him. The players that are here, basically, it's because of him. Tristan Thompson, J.R. Smith. He wanted them. He wanted them.
No, I gotta stop you right there, though. First of all, we're all men here. So if Kyrie wanted to go somewhere else, or if someone else wanted to go somewhere, he can't stop that. You can't stop that. First of all, you got to look at Cleveland itself. You got to say, what is the attraction to coming to Cleveland? The one main attraction is LeBron James. At the beginning of the season, there was a lot of confusion. Who's the general manager? All these different things where if you are a person about your money and about your life, you got to go somewhere where it's secure. We all know that there's a little bit of disjointment, as you would say, disjointivity at Cleveland. So therefore, people were like, why are we going there other than LeBron? And then is he going somewhere else? So it wasn't that he was. You can't look at like. Do you think he's not trying to get the best players to play on his team?
Well, I can make a legitimate argument about that, but I don't have time. I got to say goodbye to Jamie Foxx, or do I need to say goodbye to Cleveland A. Smith? Who am I saying goodbye to before I get on out of here?
Cleveland A. Smith. I'm here, Cleveland A. Smith. I am the twin brother of Stephen A. Smith. You can tell by the way my hair lays down in the back. Bam!
Jamie Foxx, thank you very much.
MVP.
I'm going to get you. Ooh. Kevin Durant is on the court practicing right now, warming up for Game 4 of the NBA Finals tonight. You see what he does? I don't understand the spin moves. It's like a ballet move or something. Whatever it is, it's working for him. It's working for him. Thanks again to the great Jamie Foxx for joining me. I'm accompanied now by another great one. The one and only Mike Wilbon, for Pardon the Interruption, PTI fame. What's going on, Mike?
I was your friend. You're going to make me follow Jamie Foxx?
Well, listen.